Alright, hello. Hello, this is the My Artifact episode number 3538. Today's date is August 15, 2025. It's been almost like afternoon at 6:30 p.m. Okay, why am I recording Artifact in the afternoon? Actually, that key I should supposed to be record Artifact in the morning, and then I should supposed to be record Artifact after I eat dinner. So usually I record Artifact twice in a day. But today, this morning, I haven't really record Artifact is because of that key. I was like basically last night I was working on kind of like writing the Constitution of India. Sorry, it's a very big term. I'm not actually writing the Constitution of India. Actually, I'm kind of like a simplified. I'm kind of like a making the simplified version of Constitution of India. Okay, yeah, by ChatGPT. Okay, so I was kind of like a doing it that, and there are a couple of almost like a 200 pages was remaining, and because of that I couldn't able to kind of like upload my reels and upload my kind of like a something content on Insta and YouTube platform. So I decided that okay, let's just do this thing first. Okay, yeah, let's just kind of like complete the this writing this constitution of the book first. Okay, Constitution of India, write this book first. So last night I was kind of last month like it's like that key afternoon like yesterday's afternoon I was kind of like started writing the Constitution of India. Okay, yeah, then after that I went to work out, and then after that I was kind of like a something right kind of like doing the Constitution of India. Okay, yeah. Soon as I wake up in the morning, I don't want to kind of like a something spend entire day of writing this book. Okay, yeah, I wanted to complete this book as soon as possible as I can, so that I would kind of like a simply work on my reel and kind of like a do my reel as fast as I can. Okay, yeah. So I didn't really waste any single amount of time, and I just kind of like a simply just like soon as I wake up, I just had a breakfast and kind of like a simply sit in front of my desk. I haven't really record any artifact. I haven't really read any kind of like a book. I haven't really kind of like a simply play brain games. I haven't really learn any kind of like a code, nothing really at all. Like basically, I have kind of like a simply proper routine. When I wake up the morning, there are some certain stuff to do, like record the artifact, then read the book, then mop the floor, then play the brain games, then learn coding for 1 hour, and then after that kind of like simply do the lunch, and then after that kind of like do make your content and things like that. So all those things are scheduled, but I kind of like somebody let all those things go and kind of like somebody straight into the writing the book. So I just wrote that book. Entire book is completed, almost like a 465 pages. By the way, also I use ChatGPT to kind of like make the simplified version of Constitution of India. All right, and then I kind of like do remaining stuff. Like basically, I read the book, then kind of like sorry play my brain games, then I learn coding. Okay, yeah, and basically I didn't really record the artifact in the morning, so I decided that let's record artifact. Okay, yeah, so let's just I'm here, I'm recording artifact right now. All right. By the way, the weather is really good. It's bit cloudy, maybe kind of like a something within a maybe 1 or 2 hour. Maybe there is a lot of rain that I am gonna expecting right now, and this will gonna happen because like it's almost like a 4:34 and 4:34 p.m. at afternoon, and very cloudy. Yeah, legit cloudy. It's like a little bit darkness. Like basically the entire brightness of the day is kind of like a less than 50% it is little bit of, yeah, it kind of like feels like that na ki little bit of cold wind and something really rain. Yeah, it's a cloudy, it's a dark clouded and things like that. Yeah, it's do I like rain? Yeah, I like rain. Yes, yeah. All right, so we directly jump into the question. All right, yeah, let's go, let's jump right into it. All right, yeah, question is, you are making double your monthly expenses. Okay, okay. So this is kind of like a something the agree or disagree statement. It's not a question, it's a agree or disagree statement. So do you agree that you are making double of your monthly expenses? Okay, what is exactly is this thing? Monthly expenses, what? Monthly expenses means like that ki whatever the money that you kind of like somebody spend on something. Okay, yeah, like food, rent, EMI, gym membership, or like whatever it is. Okay, yeah. So like when you are living, you need a kind of like a somebody cost of living. Okay, yeah. And we are calculate the cost of living by month, like how much we are kind of like a somebody spending. Okay, yeah. And the question is that ki, will you make kind of like a double of your monthly expenses? Like are you making the kind of like a double of your monthly expenses? Making means like earning. Okay, yeah. So am I earning any kind of like a, right now I am not earning any kind of like a something money. Okay, yeah. So probably is this thing how I'm not making any kind of like a something double my expenses and things, like I'm not actually earning any money. So how do you kind of like cover your expenses? Well, I am living with my father. I'm living with my parents. Okay, yeah. So probably there is no kind of like a spending money on food and spending money on rent, because yeah, I'm living with my parents. So probably I'm getting food for free. I'm kind of like a living at my parents' house for free. So yeah, that is privilege. So that is good. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you could judge me. I'm 32. Yeah, I'm not really bothered by that. Okay, like yeah, I'm really fucked up asshole. Yes, whatever. But I kind of like a something that ki understand that ki this is what it is already. Yeah. But what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that ki I will gonna make not just twice, not just thrice, not just like I'm gonna make a lot of money. Okay, yeah, in the future. And yeah, but let me tell you one thing regarding about like understand, like not just kind of like something understand from your point of perspective. I know you are kind of like a broke and things like that, you are not earning any money, yes. But let's just understand from as a normal point of perspective, like let's just kind of like compare that when I was doing a job. Okay, yeah. So when I was doing a job, I was earning almost like a 14-15,000 rupees. Okay, yeah. By the way, my salary is not fixed. Basically is this thing that ki, even if I kind of like take a day off and things like that, my salary will cut down. Alright, yeah. But basically is this thing ki usually I get almost like a 14,000 rupees something average. Okay, let's just say average. Okay, yeah. Now if I'm gonna say if I'm earning 14,000 rupees, okay, yeah, then how do I supposed to be kind of like somebody expenses, like how much should I supposed to be expenses, like how much should I supposed to be spend that money? um Probably less than 7,000. Okay, this is my motto is that if you are earning almost like a let's just say 14,000 rupees, so probably I should supposed to be spend at least 7,000 rupees. Spend means like that ki spend money on food or rent and things like that. Means like that everything should supposed to be covering less than 7,000 rupees. Okay, yeah, like half of the salary, and rest of the salary should supposed to be invest in somewhere like my saving or my FD or SIP. These are kind of like a things, so that I would kind of like a secure my future. Okay, yeah. So will this actually happen? Well, actually it's not. Okay, yeah, like basically is this thing na ki if I'm looking at the my daily expenses, wait, I have monthly budget now, wait, yeah. While I was doing a job, I was kind of like doing the monthly budget. Okay, wait, let me download this Google Sheet app. Google Sheet. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing na ki when I was kind of like doing a job, I was kind of like doing this monthly expenses. It is one of the like a really good habit. I was kind of like doing it that, but when I lost my job, then then I didn't really kind of like somebody open this thing, nothing really at all. Okay, yeah, whatever. But this is kind of like a somebody monthly budget is kind of like a somebody tell me entire thing regarding about what is exactly is this thing. Okay, so right now I'm actually open my kind of like a something sheet. Okay, and this is a kind of like a something that I'm looking at the January month. Okay, January 2020. Okay, yeah. So January 2020, probably, yeah, okay, yeah, January 20, because I lost my job at May 2020. Okay, yeah. So basically this thing, okay, yeah, okay, now I understand. Okay, I kind of like a doing a job since 2018. Okay, 2018, uh 2018. Okay, but I didn't really kind of like started doing monthly budget. I started doing monthly budget at 2020. Okay, yeah, but I kind of like do those things for just couple of months, like January, February, March. Yeah, that's it, March and April. Okay, like almost like yeah, April, May, yeah, May and June, and June, then July, then August, then September 2020. Oh, okay. How would I do something like September 20? Like I lost my job at May 20, na? May 20, yes. I lost my job at May 20. How? Oh, okay. I was kind of like a somebody. Okay. Sorry. I was understand that. Okay, yeah. After I kind of like a somebody lost my job, I still doing the monthly budget because I do have some certain amount of money, and this is a kind of like a something that habit that I build up in myself, and I don't want to let go and things like that. So that's some kind of like a doing this thing. So that's why I have kind of like a data still kind of like a September 2020, but I lost my job at kind of like a somebody May, at like early May 2020. Whatever. So let's just talk about the January month. Okay, yeah. So this is the kind of like a monthly budget of January 2020. Okay, yeah. And at kind of like I have details from 9th of January 2020. Okay, yeah. So in 9th of January 2020, I have 12,324 rupees in my bank account. Okay, yeah. And this is kind of like a some detail from 9th of January to 31 of January. Okay, yeah. So like basically in this particular month I kind of like spend so much amount of money. Okay, yeah. First of all, let's just spend that key. I have almost like a 12,000 rupees. So 2,005 rupees, 2,500 rupees I spend on flight ticket. Okay, yeah, like basically I went to kind of like a something like Goa. Okay, so I spent that much amount of money. Then 1,600 amount of money I spend on I bought some sort of like clothes for myself for kind of like going to the Goa and things like that. Okay, yeah. Then I spend 1,358 rupees for laptop battery. Okay, yeah, like basically my laptop battery was kind of like a something damage or things like that. So I bought the kind of like a something separate another laptop battery. Okay, yeah. Then okay, 500 rupees are credited is because of that key. Okay, yeah, like basically is this thing I got kind of like a something like the sale. Okay, the coupon sale, like for that coupon sale I kind of like redeem 500 rupees, so yeah, I get 500 rupees credit. Then 330 rupees I spend on tiffin, like a dabba. Okay, yeah. Then 100 rupees I spend on ATM, like basically I kind of like a something debit almost like a 100 rupees. Okay, yeah. Then 1,600 rupees I spend on Mirza Mess. Okay, what's a Mirza Mess? Okay, like basically is this thing na ki I have two like basically is this thing, this is the office tiffin and this is the kind of like a home tiffin. Okay, like at the office tiffin I kind of like spend almost like a 330 rupees, and then there is a Mirza Mess, like I'm spend like it's a mess is from actually home, which I spend almost like a 1,600. 50 rupees I spend on veg momos. 40 rupees I spend on non-veg momos, almost like a 90 rupees. Okay, yeah. Then 123 rupees I spend movie on Tanaji, like I watched the movie named Tanaji. Then basically 300 rupees I kind of like somebody debited. Okay, yeah. Then almost like a 2,700 rupees I spend on room rent. 11 rupees for JioNet booster, then 440 rupees for Karishma. Okay, it's an office mess. Okay, so what exactly is this thing? Like why are you kind of like spending? Wait, there is a rain happening. Okay, I'm kind of like expecting that rain should supposed to be happen, but I did not expect that much early. and I don't want to get wet. Okay, yeah, but I wanted to record the artifact and it's really good. And just like, yeah, if I'm kind of like somebody stay here, this might be kind of like somebody I will not get that much wet. Or oh my god, there is a rain. Okay, on every side I have rain. Okay, probably if I'm kind of like stand here close to the wall, I might not get that much wet, so probably this would be really good. Okay, yeah. Then basically is this thing at 101 rupees I spend on movie name Dance Street. Okay, yeah, I watched the movie named Dance Street. Then basically 1150 rupees I spend that I bought jacket from Eternity Mall. Okay, then I spent 30 rupees for Chinese noodle, 123 rupees for kind of like a something. Okay, it's a tax supply, I don't know why, but ATM debit tax supply 126 rupees. Okay, yeah. Then basically 62 rupees I kind of like a spend on kind of like a shaving. Okay, yeah. Okay, 900 rupees are actually I got from Grow app. Okay, because at that time I was kind of like a something investing money on SIP. Okay, yeah. Then 123 rupees also tax applied, and then 11 rupees is kind of like a something the Geo Booster. Okay, yeah. So regarding about the end of like a basically at 31 of January 2020, I have almost like a 869 rupees. Okay, yeah. So regarding about the spending, okay, regarding about like this is the money that I spend. Okay, regarding about this money. Okay, yeah. Now I realize that key how much money I spend. Like what is actually this thing? Okay, yeah. When you are living your life, okay, yeah. It's a kind of like a saying something when you are living your life and things like that. I don't know, yeah. But monthly budget is somewhat very essential. Okay, yeah. And it's a very good habit to do that thing. Okay, yeah. um I haven't really did that because I lost my job, and then after that there is no point to kind of like doing this thing. But I realized that when I was kind of like start earning money, I will kind of like simply take care of understanding where my money goes. Okay, yeah. Like it's a kind of like a somebody Excel sheet, and you just kind of like download the statement from the bank and kind of like verify that key where that money goes, like put the column things and where this money, how much money that you get on that date, on that date. Like at the beginning it kind of like a feel tedious, but when you are kind of like a started doing this thing, you realize every point of ways that where did I spend amount of money and things and that and that. By the way, I'm actually earning 14,000 rupees while I was doing a job, and at that point I kind of like a something spend like all the, if I'm kind of like a looking at the necessary thing, then probably I would say my monthly rent is almost like a 1,500, and my dabba and kind of like a mess and tiffin, it cost roughly almost like a 3,000 rupees. Yeah, like if I include almost like a office tiffin and home tiffin, so probably 3,000 rupees and 2,500 rupees. So that means almost like I'm spending almost like a 5,500 rupees I'm actually spending on kind of like a somebody living my life. Okay, yeah. Then these are kind of like only one of the really essential thing, but I do spend on something that is kind of like a something value added thing. Like a value added things means like I went to watch movie, I bought the jacket and things like that. So which are kind of like a something that key which is not really essential, but did I kind of like a but did I spend that much amount of money for, I don't know why, but I did that thing. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing after the end means like that ki 31 of January 2020, I like there is almost like a 869 rupees remaining in my bank account. 869 rupees are remaining in my bank account. And how much money do I spend? Like probably almost like a 11,000 rupees, 11,200, 11,000, almost like a 11,200 rupees that I spend. Okay, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that I spend almost like 11,000 rupees, and and basically my salary is almost like a 14,000 rupees, because like let's just imagine, like at that time I was actually earning 14,000 rupees before. There is no kind of like a detail, before 9th of January there is no detail regarding about that, but still I'm kind of like a figure it out that ki, let's just imagine, let's just say take the round figure that ki I'm earning almost like a 14,000 rupees per month, and I'm spending almost like a 11 to 12,000 rupees per month. Okay, yeah. So like a, like, is this good? No, it's not really good. It's not really, definitely not really good. It's a kind of like a something that ki you have to make sure that ki whatever the spending, whatever the money that you are spending, it's essential or non-essential, whatever it is, it should supposed to be half of your salary. It should supposed to be half of your salary. Okay, yeah. If you are kind of like a doing this thing, then it's really good. Okay, yeah. But there is a another thing that I kind of like a simply understand regarding about the perspective and things like that. Okay, yeah. Let me explain. So um when I'm earning 14,000 rupees, I am spending almost like a 12,000 rupees. Okay, let's just say 12,000 rupees. Okay, yeah. But if I'm gonna say that ki if I'm earning almost like a 30 or 50, let's just say 50,000 rupees, then how much money should I supposed to be spent? Like just take the assumption. Like I'm not kind of like a changing anything. I'm just kind of like I got the promoted, and I kind of like a something that ki my salary is right now is 50,000 rupees. Okay, yeah, 5050. Okay, so how much money should I supposed to be spent? Okay, yeah, probably less than 25,000 rupees, like half of the salary. Yeah, but almost like a 90 to 95 percentage of the people, they will gonna spend almost 80% of their salary. Okay, yeah, 80% of the salary. What do you mean by that? Okay, let's just imagine. Okay, I don't know you actually kind of like a resonate with me or not, but like, okay, let me tell you one thing. Okay, yeah, this has actually happened, and it's not really happened with me, it actually happened with the most of the people. Okay, yeah, when you are started earning money more, you are kind of like a spending money more too. Right? Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that ki you actually mentioned that ki your spending should supposed to be half of your salary, but when you are kind of like earning more, then you are actually spending more too. Like basically I bought the jacket at almost like a 1,500 something rupees, but when I earn more, I'm actually kind of like a buy the jacket of 3,000 rupees. So this is what kind of like a something happened. Like when you are earning more, you are kind of like a something spend more. So how do I supposed to control that thing? How do I supposed to kind of like make sure that ki my spending should supposed to be half of my salary? How do I supposed to control that thing? Like I don't know, it's not really that key. Like basically is this thing that key, how do I supposed to control? It's just like that key. First step is that key, do the monthly budget. Okay, do the monthly budget and kind of like only make sure that key you have to be spending half of your salary. Spending means like that essential and non-essential, everything should supposed to be included. Means like that, what I'm going to tell you is this thing that if you are earning 50,000 rupees and you are spending almost like a 10,000 rupees for essential thing. Essential means like that food and stay, like spending money on food and spending money on staying, like a rent and things like that. These are very essential. Transport is also really essential too, like how do you supposed to go to the office and things like that. So basically transport, stay and food, these are kind of like a essential thing. Okay, yeah. And what is actually non-essential? Watching movie, eating momos and Chinese, buying jacket or things like that. These are non-essential thing. Okay, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing, you are spending means the whatever money that you are spending, essential and non-essential should supposed to be half of your salary. Means your salary is 50,000, make sure that your essential thing and non-essential should supposed to be covered in less than 25,000 rupees. Okay, yeah. So when you achieve that thing, then you are kind of like a saving that much rest of the 25,000 rupees for kind of like a simply for better future and things like that. Okay, yeah. And I don't know, but this is kind of like only somewhat very, very essential. Like basically, I watch bunch of financial video, and most of people are kind of like a telling that thinky, make sure that you are kind of like a simply, or make sure that your spending should supposed to be half of your salary. Because when you kind of like make your habit things like that, then you are kind of like a something spend money on savings. Okay, like a SIP, FD, which are kind of like a give the benefit for you. But dude, like I'm gonna ask the question. Okay, yeah, like like basically is this thing that ki I wanted to go to travel. I wanted to go there. I wanted to kind of like simply live my life and things like that. And for that thing, I wanted to spend money, and that money should supposed to be kind of like simply more than half of my salary, like more than kind of like simply like it should supposed to be cross than 14 things like that. Like why would I supposed to stop myself or kind of like simply make my future better and things like that? Like basically, why not I should supposed to be live the life right now? Why should I supposed to focus on future and things like that? Well, probably is this thing na ki it depends on who you are. Okay, I'm not actually asking you to do that. Okay, yeah. If you are kind of like a only person who loves traveling and who loves loves kind of like a spending time over there and there and there, and you feel really good, you feel really happiness and things like that. Obviously, you should supposed to be do that, but you should supposed to be accept that ki in the future you there will be consequences, and in the future you will not gonna have money and you will gonna rely on someone else and things like that. Okay, yeah. So probably you should supposed to be accept that thing. I'm not gonna say that ki you are not kind of like a do that thing. You can do that. It's your life, it's your money, your salary, whatever the way that you want to spend, you can spend that. But make sure that ki kind of like a something, make sure your future is also really good. Okay, yeah. And what I'm trying to tell you is this thing, why this half of the salary? Like why are you kind of like a spend, like why are you kind of like a saying, why I'm kind of like a saying this thing that you should supposed to be kind of like a spend half of the salary? Because you gonna control yourself and you gonna kind of like control your expenses, which is one of the really important thing. Okay, yeah. It's not about money, it's about you. Okay, yeah. Like basically is this thing, like whatever you gonna do, 1,000 rupees or 1,000 rupees jacket could kind of like do the same thing as a 3,000 rupees of jacket. Okay, yeah. Like then why are you kind of like spending 3,000 rupees of jacket? Okay, yeah. Like basically you gonna buy Android phone which cost kind of like a very less than, then why do you buy 10 times costier or 10 times kind of like a somebody expensive iPhone? Okay, yeah. Like basically I'm trying to control you, not your money. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to control you, that how do you supposed to kind of like a control, or how do you supposed to kind of like a somebody use your expenses or things like that. Because in the long run na, this will not gonna kind of like simply work out. Let me tell you one thing. I'm saying, okay, I'm saying is this thing that ki your spending should supposed to be half of your salary. Okay, yeah. Means like that your essential and non-essential things should supposed to be covered in half. Okay, means like in 25,000 rupees. Okay, yeah. But in rest of the salary, means like that rest of the 25,000 rupees you are spending on SIP, FD or things like that for your better future and things like that. Okay, yeah. These are kind of like a only you are investing for better future. Like right now you are kind of like a investing 25,000 rupees for better future. Okay, yeah. But instead of that, you are kind of like only spending that money to increase your skills and quality, which will kind of like only even more better. Like let's just say that ki you love cooking, and basically is this thing, instead of kind of like saving money on SIP, FD, you are kind of like somebody wanted to do a home science, you wanted to kind of like somebody set up a kitchen, and you wanted to make a YouTube videos for kind of like a things, or you love cooking and things like that, and you wanted to kind of like pursue your life, like basically you don't want to do a job, you don't want to do this job for rest of the lifetime, you wanted to switch. Okay, yeah. So for that thing, if you are kind of like doing this thing, then this would be really good investment. This would be really good investment, that ki you are kind of like investing money on your better future. Okay, yeah. Basically is this thing, going to the movie, buying jacket or things like that, it's not kind of like giving you better future. It kind of like giving you better personality, but it's not actually giving you better future. Better future is actually giving you when you are kind of like saving money, FD, SIP and things like that, or you are kind of like simply spending your money to improve your skills and talents, to kind of like simply make yourself little bit better. Okay, yeah. So if you are in that particular group of people who have kind of like some sort of skills, and they wanted to kind of like simply live the life kind of like for doing the things that they love, then probably you just have to do that thing. You just have to do that thing. Then probably that 50-50, like this should supposed to be, it's not really applicable for you. Means like that ki whatever the money that you are earning, like make sure that ki all the expenses, means the essential things should supposed to be, and like you spend money on kind of like a things that you love to do and things like that, if you are that kind of like a only person. But if you are not that person, and most of person are not really that skillful person and things like that, they just kind of like a decided that this is my job and this is the job that I have to do for rest of the lifetime, then probably you just have to follow this law that key your spending should supposed to be half of your salary. Okay, then and only then you would kind of like a something that key focus on future and things like that. Okay, yeah. But dude, okay, yeah. Who the fuck are you kind of like saying this thing? Okay. Like basically this thing, okay, just look at yourself. Okay, yeah. You are not earning any money. You are broke. You are 32 living with your parents, not earning any money, and you are the giving the advice that you should supposed to be spend half of your salary. Okay, yeah. Okay. At least you should supposed to be credible person, and then you have to give this advice, right? How the fuck would you like? Okay, like this is really fucked up shit. Now, like basically you are giving like you are not even kind of like a something expert, but you just kind of like giving the expert advice, and you are really fuck all person. Will you able? Okay, yeah. Let's just okay. Will you able to do this thing? Like if you are starting money in the future, will you do this thing? Will you kind of like a spend? Will you kind of like a somebody the control your spending? Make sure that your spending should supposed to be half of your salary and things like that. Well, basically is this thing. I will gonna do that. I will gonna do that. Okay, and I'm probably kind of like a somebody. I'm like basically is this thing na ki I think I will. I'm not. I don't know. Dude, fucked up, dude. Like, if you don't know, if you're really shit all fuck all person, dude, and you are giving such a fucked up advice that kind of like suddenly, oh, have you ever kind of like a think before you speak? Okay, like dude, listen. Okay, yeah, like basically so many people say so many things regarding about so many stuff. Okay, yeah, and this is not even kind of like something applicable for not everyone. Every person comes with a different thing. Okay, yeah, and basically the person who is kind of like a spending money, he is not spending money on himself. He is spending money on his family, his spouse, his child, his wife, or his parents, or things like that. There are so many expenses will gonna kind of like a somebody came, and that particular person didn't really aware of that. So basically it's not kind of like a somebody spending money, it's a kind of like a somebody cost of living. Okay, yeah, like basically most of people are not really that much thing. Okay, yeah, whatever they have money, whatever the money that they are earning, they are kind of like a spending that money for living the life. Okay, why are you kind of like saying this thing that they should supposed to be save half of the salary and things like that? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I think that yeah, I'm not kind of like somebody a credible person to give you any kind of like somebody financial advice and things like that. Okay, yeah, and I'm not really sure. Okay, yeah, but regarding about when I will gonna earn money, I will gonna make sure that I will gonna spend money on things that make me better. Okay, yeah, because I think that now one of the biggest investment is actually investment on you. Okay, yeah, and that's what I'm kind of like a somebody making that. I'm kind of like a somebody investing right now. Actually, investing my time on myself so that I will gonna be myself. I'm gonna make myself a little bit better. Okay, yeah. So in the future I have to be spend some sort of amount of money to make me better too. Okay, yeah, and regarding about money, regarding about future, regarding about all those things, I don't know. Okay, and probably is this thing that yes, you are completely right that I shouldn't supposed to give such advice that people, I don't know. Okay, I think I'm not a kind of like a credible person to give like a basically financial advice is a kind of like a somebody you have to be receive from such a person that is really credible person, and that person is actually did something really good in his life. And yeah, you shouldn't supposed to be kind of like a heard this financial advice from a broke person, and I'm really broke person, so yeah, whatever. But this is kind of like only my thought process regarding about this particular topic and things like that. All right, yeah, so this is it. I should supposed to be end here, and thank you.